And artist Vinnie Bagwell joins us right now. Thank you for being here.
Oh, I'm delighted. Thank you.
Your work is beautiful. The Yonkers project, tell us how you got started on that. How did it come into your hands, so to speak?
The local city councilwoman, majority leader, Patricia McDowell, brought it to my attention that the Phillips family were the first earliest slave traders in the country, and they were big time. They did it for 10 years. And I got to looking around, on the internet looking for monuments to enslaved Africans and was stunned that I couldn't find any at that time. This is 2009. So we decided to try to create an initiative. And so the beginning of it was to create the funding to show people the vision. So we ended up getting money from the city of Yonkers through community development block grants, Con Edison, Entergy, Metro Partners, which was the building that I lived in. These folks all contributed money to be able to show the vision. So we had a big wow introduction in 2010 with 5 sculptures and site plan illustrations that were done by Bryce Turner, Craig Turner architects, just to see how the community responded to it. It was so well received. It's like, okay, this is a good thing. And then we just kept developing.
The other things I want to talk about and show our viewers. You've been selected by the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs to create a work to replace something that's very controversial in Central Park, which was J. Marion Sims' sculpture, which was removed last year from the northeast corner of the park near 103rd Street. We see it right here. Sims was a 19th century doctor who experimented on enslaved women, which is upsetting in so many ways.
No anesthesia, no painkiller.
Let's talk about your replacement work.
Victory.
Yes. How do you express what happened? And we have renderings here, and the future. What is your, what are your thoughts here on this sculpture?
Well, because I'm a New Yorker, and because it's New York City, and because it's Central Park, I wanted to make something iconic. I knew that it would become a destination. People would want to go and see it. And I wanted it to be remarkable. When I went to Bryce Turner to talk about the architectural landscaping, they asked me, what are you going for? And I'm like, wow, 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 wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
So, I came up with this idea of this winged woman. And she is holding a staff, and I pulled from all of the elements in the area. So you have the medical school, the hospital across the street. You've got the museum across the street. Up the street is the Vanderbilt Gate. And so I took all of those elements and created this concept. So as usual, there's bas-relief, on her skirt. And this is to express more of the story, about women of color that have been taken advantage of, not just by J. Marion Sims, but in many instances in this country over the years.
This, it's not there yet?
No, just getting started. So 21.
Okay.
So by the end of 21, we hope to have it completely installed and be celebrating it. Could
you tell us a little bit about the craft? What do you use? How long does it take? Is it at your house? Do you do it all day? Do you do it in the night? Did you play with Play-Doh as a kid?
Yeah, no, and it's so funny. I was one of those little kids that could draw very well, so I'm untutored. I started painting in high school because I thought I could. And, fast forward, one day I realized that I hadn't painted, and I decided to try sculpting as a primer, like priming the well. Because the gift came so immediate, I felt that there was a responsibility to do something like, this must be my purpose. And so for this particular artwork, the goal was to make a significant statement about the women who made J. Marion Sims life possible. He's the father of gynecology, but he built it on the back of these women.
What's happening here?
So here, I work in plastilina, which is an oil-based clay. And the beauty of oil-based, it's friendlier than natural clay, which is water-based, which evaporates and cracks and does weird things. And so usually I make a maquette, which is the small one. And then I have an engineer enlarge it. I call those the body snatchers, kind of looks like it, but not finished.
Right.
And they bring the enlargement to my studio. I live and work in the same place, which is nice because it means whenever I feel like working, I can work. I don't work 9 to 5. You know, there's a lot of other things going on in my world that are administrative. I'm still competing, just traveling, lots of things. So it's not uncommon for me to take a nap and get up and work in the middle of the night. You know, it's not uncommon for me to just walk by the sculpture and see something and then stop and find myself working for half an hour. So it's very intuitive. You know, it's how I feel at any given moment. I kind of have a sense of how long it takes. So, you know, I just kind of pace myself. Sometimes as I'm getting near the end, it's like, okay, gotta reprioritize and focus. But you just kind of wait for the flow and just kind of roll with it.
Before we go, if we could just show some of the other things that you've done, which are so very beautiful. Ella Fitzgerald, where is this?
That's at the Yonkers Metro North train station. That went in the ground in 1996. It's the first sculpture of a contemporary African-American woman to be commissioned by a municipality, which is a big deal. Frederick Douglass is at Hofstra. Again, Hofstra put out a call for a public art to represent the history, the achievement, and the aspirations of people of color. His speech basically says, until the American people stop using color as the bar and measure for respectability, this discussion must go on. The rest of the speech is in the apron. The joy of this project with Sojourner Truth is that the family came forward. And so Corey McLeish is her 6th-generation grandson, and he's an artist as well. That's actually how we met on social media. He's a phenomenal painter.
My gosh, what a thrill.
I know. And so he came to me and said, I want to see it. I said, I'm just starting. He says, I want to see it anyway. I'm like, well, come on over. So, you know, I said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a party at the back end. So I'm finished. We had a party a couple of weeks ago. We had this moment where he was literally sleeping on my floor on an air bed, and the sculpture's right behind him. And I said, can I please make this picture for you? I don't need it. You know, I'm not going to blow it up on social media, but he's just so thrilled to be part of this process, and it's delightful to know the family.
Vinnie Bagwell, thank you so much for sharing your work, both here in our conversation and also all over the place. We await your next projects.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
To see other stories in our Black History Month series, head to our website, cbsnewyork.com.